In this video, I'll be explaining how the US-Iran war will concern you as a trader. So pay attention and watch till the end. For the past 3 weeks or about 22 days, the United States/Israel have been carrying out series of attacks on the country of Iran. And of course, Iran has been retaliating. But Iran has been attacking its neighbors, which are the Gulf states. And this has caused a very serious crisis throughout the Middle Eastern region. And I'm not going to say much on the geopolitics. Of course, there are several videos, thousands of videos throughout all social media platforms explaining the geopolitics. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how this affects us as a trader. So if you know you're a trader, I need you to pay attention and watch this video till the end. The first reason that makes this crisis very serious and how it concerns you so much is because it affects USD. And if you've been trading, or if you're a trader at all, you will know that whatever affects USD affects the entire market. So it's as if every other currency is pegged to dollar. That's the fact. Even though it's not literally that way, but that is how it seems. Anytime there is high impact news on USD, it certainly affects other markets. It affects other currency pairs. So the United States dollar has a huge power in the global economy. So anything that affects dollar affects other economies. One way it has affected, and it will continue affecting the dollar so much, is because of crude oil. WTI USD is crude oil, and USD is the currency that most countries in the world use to trade crude oil. Most oil-producing nations use USD to trade their oil. And as we speak, this is under attack. It's called the petrodollar. The petrodollar is currently under attack. And Iran has promised, should I use the word vowed, that crude oil is going to $200 per barrel. That is a lot. So, as traders, we need to look out for USD because this is very serious. Now, as we speak, gold is down. I think gold is currently below $4,700 per ounce, if I'm not mistaken, or thereabouts. Crypto market is down. The US stock market is down. And real estate in the United States is also going down. So you may want to ask, if people are pulling out their money from all of these sectors, which shows uncertainty, of course, so where are people reinvesting into? The answer to that is cash. Warren Buffett usually say that holding cash is also a position. Whenever you see uncertainty and you are not yet sure of which other sector is viable enough for you to invest your money, holding cash is the best thing you want to do. Within the last 2 weeks, it has been reported that several businesses and wealthy individuals have been selling their gold in the United Arab Emirates, Dubai to be specifically. And we all know, in case you're not aware, Dubai has become the global hub for gold laundering. In case you don't know, that's the truth. There is so much gold in Dubai. So much people are holding gold. You see even cars plated with gold and lots of gold, this, gold, that. There's a lot of gold in Dubai. Because of what is happening in the Middle East, many people are selling off their gold, and it has been said that a lot of people are selling off gold at a discount. Why? Because they want liquidation. They want cash. Many people are now scrambling for cash. Ray Dalio, a well-known or a renowned hedge fund manager. He is great in investing. He said that, even though I'll be paraphrasing what he said because I can't recall to quote exactly the way he said it, but what he said was that your ability as a business, your ability to easily move cash is what makes you a great business. I don't know if you understand that. If you have a business here, or you have a business in, you have investment in something, your ability to easily move cash as at the cost of relocating, perhaps for some reason you choose to leave that location, at the cost of relocating, your ability to easily and quickly move cash makes you a great investor. So many people, many businesses are currently relocating, moving out of the United Arab Emirates. The reason is simple. People need safety. UAE, the selling point of UAE was safety. And right now, that has been shattered. So when you're able to move cash, or when lots of people are liquidating their assets, selling off their gold just in order to be able to leave the Middle East, the price of gold will certainly drop. And like I said, it has been reported that many people were selling it at a discount, I mean below market rate, so that they can easily sell off and move away. Even private jet companies have been reporting that there has been so much demand for private jets than they can supply. Then another thing I need you to know as a trader is that this war is likely to linger longer than the United States, that is Donald Trump, is claiming. You have seen Donald Trump making several tweets and several posts on his social media handles that were winding up with the war and all of that. This is information warfare, or you could want to call it propaganda. He is trying to control the extent to which this negative news is impacting the market. We saw also when the United States, after Iran blew up several oil facilities or energy facilities in the region, the price of crude oil rose significantly, and the United States now say, okay, they are lifting off sanctions from Iran oil, that for vessels that are already in the sea, that the rest of the world are permitted to buy. What did Iran say? They said they don't have oil to sell, and that they know that this is a psychological game in order to control the rising price of oil. So you see that there is beginning to be information warfare, even apart from the actual strikes and bombing. So there is a scramble to control what is happening. But I tell you the truth, this war is going to linger longer than we could ever imagine. In fact, there are several people who have made this prediction, of which I also subscribe to that school of thought, that this war is likely to be like that of Russia and Ukraine. It's going to last longer than people anticipate. When the Russian-Ukraine war started, a number of people thought it's going to be a month or two, at most 3 months, and here we are, I think 3 years down the line, and the war is still in session. So because this is going to last longer than many people think, the uncertainty is going to continue. If you were trading last week, you saw a significant amount of uncertainty in the market, and I tell you that this is going to continue for a long time until traders adapt, and many people are going to lose their funds because of this uncertainty. So as a trader, you need to find a way to adapt with the current state of things in the market. If you know you are still very new, you want to be very careful with your funds, or you look for someone that's going to either give you signals or manage your account for you. This is a very important point to note, that the uncertainty is going to last longer than you could anticipate. And the final point I want to make is that if Iran gets 50% of their demand, even though I've said a little about this earlier, if Iran gets 50% of their demands, this will be the end of the petrodollar. One of the things Iran is demanding for is that the United States moved their military totally out of the Middle East. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? For the United States to move their military totally out of the Middle East, it means that the Middle Eastern countries are no longer obligated to sell their oil in USD, because the agreement they had was that they sell their oil in United States dollars, and United States give them military protection. As we speak, the United States cannot guarantee, it's not giving that protection. Instead, it is giving Israel. And I think Saudi Arabia and some other countries were complaining about this because they saw a good number of Iranian drones hitting their country and their locations. So they had to make this exclamation, and it's asked, are we getting what we were promised? So if the United States have to move their military out of the Middle East, then it is not good news for USD. It is not good news for the United States. It will bring the petrodollar to its knees. And if this happens, USD is likely to drop from being the global reserve currency. I think it could drop to about 20% being global reserve currency. So there are a whole lot to say about this. I think I've made quite a reasonable amount of points, and I'm advising you as a trader, pay attention to all of these and trade responsibly. Cheers.